WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskey. Today I have another rare one for you. This time I have, look at this little bag here, Killowen, Northern Ireland, bum 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 bum, the festival bottling. Look at this baby, yay, Belfast Whiskey Week. Yeah. I participated in as much as I could. I had to work actually 2.5 days of that 1 week, so I missed those 2 days. But other than that, I watched a lot of it. Let's just say that. Paul, thank you very much for allowing me to be part of that. It was awesome to actually be part of the Irish whiskey community. So, Brendan is the mastermind behind Killowen, and he had the bonded exclusive series. This was the exclusive bottling sold by Irish Malts, irishmalts.com, and this was sold for 114 euros, VAT included. By the way, by the time it reached Germany, with postage, it was 129 euros for a 0.5 liter bottle, which is amazing. It says, only purchase this whiskey if you took part in the Belfast Whiskey Week. All other purchases will be refunded. Limited to one per customer. Bottles will be allocated by the Belfast Whiskey Week ballot system. I won! Yay! That's very, very good. So, whiskey base number 163037. This is bottled in 2020. I should actually pour it. So, it was wax, and you just kind of twist off the lid here. There's no cork. So, it's a screw top. It's a 10-year-old single malt from the county of Antrim, and which means it's Bushmills. It's Bushmills in cask strength, and it was finished in a 50-liter Jamaican dark rum firkin. A firkin is therefore a 50-liter cask. 101 bottles of this wonderful thing, and it's 55.6 ABV. And by the way, if you shake it up, it's not the bubbles I'm looking at, it's a barrel char. There's actually little particles in there that you should be able to see. At least I can see them. There's a few. So you actually have a little bit of barrel char in here, which is kind of cool. So if you can buy Black Adder, you get that as well. So I'm going to compare it to another Killowen that I have from the Bonded Experimental Series. This is the Taxalina Acacia, and from Basque in the Basque country between Spain and France. So I've actually poured this. I had this from my German video I just did. Same thing, except for this actually had on the back the information. So this is actually an Irish whiskey, which means it's blended. This is a single malt Irish whiskey, which means it's single malt. So Brendan is actually at least the third, if not the fourth or the fifth person that's realized you can't beat the system yet. So let's start with Compass Box, John Glazer. He tried to do something, and the Scotch Whisky Association went like this. Louise from J.J. Corey from the Chapelgate Whiskey Company tried to have all the transparency, all the information, the label, and the Irish Whiskey Association, as well as the Irish authorities, slapped her in the hand and slapped her with a lawsuit and everything else. Very, very bad. Even they had one label that was considered okay, and then someone actually went to the court or went to the authorities and said, you can't say that. And then she actually took a little little marker and actually had to mark out the one word on all those different bottles. Terrible. And now Brendan is the same person. So on this bottle, the old one, it says here, distilled in Ireland, 75% 2009 grain whiskey, 5% 2008 malt Irish whiskey, distilled in Northern Ireland, and 20% 2008 malt Irish whiskey. Now that's illegal. Why? Because the European Union guidelines say you can only have the youngest whiskey on the label. Anything else would confuse us. We consumers are so stupid, we cannot understand a pie diagram, we cannot understand a listing or an itemization of the different types of whiskeys with a percentage. No, we are not smart enough to understand that. We have to only have the youngest whiskey, and that's it. Anything else is absolutely illegal. And so here we have a single malt, and we have, of course, the only thing that's on there. So this is a one-off official festival bottling, specially prepared for Belfast Whiskey Week in 2020. This whiskey spent 10 years of its life in an ex-bourbon cask before being transferred into a 50-liter Jamaican dark rum firkin for 4 months. So that information can be given. So what we're doing is basically the same thing that Waterford has now done. You take a bottle and you put a code on the bottle, and all that information you want to share on the label that you're not allowed to, you put online. So Bruichladdich did it back then with the batch numbers. You could do that. Other people use QR codes. Waterford uses the number code. Whatever you need, do what you have to remain as transparent as possible. Unfortunately, the label laws of Europe and especially of Ireland and Scotland are frustrating. Good. So why did I buy this bottle? I was fascinated by the Belfast Whiskey Week. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic to be at the pulse, at the heartbeat of the Irish whiskey world, of the community, and Paul did a great job of getting many people together to work on this and to have this happen. So I just wanted a commemorative bottle. I did a bottle share, and many of the people that also from Germany watched also wanted to have 5 or 10 CLs, and so this bottle is now empty. Should I have kept it and used it as a souvenir and maybe even flipped it a little bit later? Yes, of course I could have done that. I'm sure there's many people in Ireland that would love to have this bottle in a year from now. But I think it's very important to share the whiskey. Whiskey's there to be shared. It's not whiskey until you share it, as Roy says. So, the nose, the rum is definitely evident. A very dark, a very, very sweet rum. Okay, going over here to our Caxolina. It's a wine. It's a red wine type of thing. Acacia is not really the wood I like for my whiskey. This is an experiment that really didn't rock my boat, to be honest. I also paid about 90 some euros for this, and for half liter, it's 180 euros per liter, which is, I think, an extremely expensive price. But hey, if you only have 490 bottles, you might be able to do it. So who knows? Over here we only 111 bottles. So, and this is bottle number 94. So can you see the char in here? Yeah, you can see the little pieces floating around there now, can't you? Yep, very, very good. You got it. So good job, Brendan. Brendan, I wish you the skin of an elephant. I wish you the wisdom of a prophet. And I wish you the perseverance of a ultra marathon runner. You're going to need it, buddy. There's not very much 10-year-old Bushmills cask strength out there. So that he got his hands on some of it is absolutely awesome. That he then finished it, distorted it with different type of casks is his good right. It's the exceptional, what was it called? The exceptional bonded experimental series. Great. That he did a wine cask, no problem. That he did a rum cask, no problem. I personally think I would have preferred not having it finished. I think the purity of a good bourbon finish would have been actually better. I don't have the feeling that the rum 100% harmonizes here together with the spirit yet. It might have had to have been in there a little bit longer or a little bit differently. It's not bad. It's just overlaying of the spirit with the rum here. Okay, would I buy this bottle again? Well, I don't think I can. It's sold out. Do I regret buying this bottle? As I did a bottle share, no. If I would have put it up on my shelf as an ornament, probably yes. That's a lot of money for nothing. Just to look at and to drink, it's actually too expensive for the experience I personally got from it. So I'm going to give this actually a C plus as a taste, and I'm going to give it a F minus for value for money. This is just unbelievably expensive. I can go to Bruichladdich and I can do a hand fill for 0.35 liter things. I pay 65, maybe 80 euros for that. about the same price. I mean, come on. This 10-year-old cask strength Irish whiskey with a rum finish. Yay. Is it worthy of this price? No. Is it a commemorative festival bottling and you pay much more? Yes. Is that okay? Well, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do it again next year. But I was caught up in the emotion. I was caught up in this feeling. I was like, oh, yes, I need to have this. Only 111 bottles. Click now. Otherwise, you'll regret it. And I did. And I have it. And it's already... bottle share is gone. Everyone's got their little pieces. And everyone's going to be happy, I hope. Whiskey Jason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American. Thanking Brendan for this wonderful bottle. For the look, for the feeling, for the memories, for the content, well, I'm not excited, but it's okay. Thank you, Paul, for a wonderful Belfast Whiskey Week, and I'm looking forward to 2021. I have no idea if I'll be in Belfast, probably not. I'll probably be doing this as well virtually from Germany. And I would just love to experience that. You're going to do a hybrid. You'll be in some bars, some pubs, some places. You have a studio set up, and then you'll be able to actually broadcast it out to the world, which I think is what we need. We need more of these because not everyone from Australia, from America, from Germany, from wherever else around the planet can come to Belfast and experience Irish whiskey as it is. But we would just love to be there, and we would love to have that feeling, that interaction, that communication. And the just the wonderful feeling of being part of it. And that was great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whiskey Jason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. One of 111 bottles. Thank you very much for watching. My question of the day is, what other Irish whiskey do you know with a good rum finish? Thank you very much for watching. All the best. Bye-bye.